The Ode to the Bat King, Part 1. To be before he, who knows nothing of mercy. He will crank and crank the rack until you are completely ripped in half, guts sprawled everywhere. But the truth is, he loves a dove, so sweet and kind. His own bats scream and chant surrender to him. The only light he will let in is that of the dove. He secretly adores her from afar, but up close he is a brick wall, kept deep in his black hole of his, that only she can make redder and brighter. The day she had access to enter his dark fortress, he was waiting, wanting more than sorrow and darkness to burst through those doors. He wants the tingling, burning sensation on his shadowy skin that only she can provide. The other lights just singe and sting, but her burn, it's like chocolate to a person after a breakup. So addictive, so decadent, so sadistically satisfying. Something he lusted but never had the pleasure of. She walked in like a modest goddess adorned in silver, while all else were gold. Silver to her was so pure and humble, living in a world of light and softness, to soon venture into the dark and harsh one. The castle was never so festive, apart from Halloween on a particularly horrid day. He watched her grace the front hall as he stands there atop the side of the stairs, not able to see him. She then looks around, but unbeknownst to her, never has a light shed their eyes upon him before, for he is cloaked in darkness. She stopped her movement, then turned to meet his gaze directly. She then smiled with no fear. In disbelief and intrigue, he jumped from his high position atop those steps, her smile still ever present upon her face. She reaches out. "Sir Bat King, greetings. I, Princess Dove, am here to stay under you as to honor the treaty of the Alpha Worlds." Happily grinning as she awaits his hand. Not moving, only staring at her, pondering at his distance, as if he didn't know what she wanted. His hand softly protruding from the shadows. She moves slowly to meet his hand, as if not to scare him away. Once met, a strong surge of electricity and warmth consumes their bodies. It was pleasant, yet painful. Confused, she jumped back and holds her hand as he stands there in pure pleasure, not wanting it to end. The treaty now formed with a prepossessing princess with dove wings looked confused at his softened face, slowly watching the ends of his lips curl up and eyelids meet as if in a happy reunion, cherishing the spark that he puts his hand to his lips and kisses as if it were the princess-shaped treaty. Once his eyes returned back to being visual, he looked at her, a bright pink brush across her face, mentally questioning why he kissed his hand, and why was he staring at her? But, most of all, why he didn't jump back too. Passing by her, climbing back to his previous spot in the second story, he called back to her. I shall show you the room you will inhabit during your time here. His back to her, his expression ever so bright and out of character. He then walks down the corridor, contemplating how he would get her to never leave. That is the end of Chapter 1, The Ode to the Bat King.